A police chase along I-35 ended with a crash that sent the 15-year-old driver to the hospital. A chase along the southbound access road at 38th and 1/2 Street. When the boy tried to make a turn, it ended. A witness describes what happened next.
He didn't make the corner sharp enough, so he went over and he slammed into that wall over there, that embankment, hard. And all of a sudden, a bunch of the cop cars just started pouring in, and they pulled out guns and went to the car.
Police didn't say why they tried to pull over the teenager in the first place. He was taken to the hospital. We do not have an update on his condition.
In this video captured on May 16th, you can see the suspect checking out the surveillance cameras. Then the unthinkable happens. He grabs a young child and picks him up in order to rip out surveillance video cords from the ceiling.
And I just couldn't believe what I was seeing on the video. This guy picking up his probably 3-year-old child to boost him up to pull the wires for the camera out of the ceiling. It's just, as a parent, it's appalling.
Police say the suspect broke into a lockbox inside the Northwood Coin Laundry and found a key. Now, the suspect did make it past this locked door, but much to his surprise, he broke into a storage room. I talked to the store owner who suspects this man thought this door would lead to the ice cream shop next door. She tells me she's shocked a customer would go to these lengths to steal from her. At last check, nothing was taken. Police say the suspect did all of this for nothing.
More than likely, he will get in trouble, and it very well could be for no gain.
One thing this man will gain is a breaking and entering charge and possibly a child endangerment charge as well. Damage was done to the lockbox where the suspect broke in, along with the camera system. Call Northwood Police at 419-691-5053 if you have information that could lead to this man's arrest. In Northwood, I'm Maya Balai.
The least I could do was push him. That's the least I can do. He's sacrificed and given so much to this country.
This wasn't what Vietnam veteran Gil LaRock was expecting to happen when his power scooter stopped working on a busy Claremont Mesa Boulevard the day before Memorial Day.
You wouldn't expect him to do something like that, push you all the way home.
But that's exactly what San Diego police officer Milo Shields, a veteran, and Eric Cooper, the son of a veteran, did when they saw LaRock struggling, trying to flag down traffic in the hot sun.
I appreciate what they did. Like I said, they went out of their way of how many people would stop.
It was a lot easier said than done, as there were some hiccups along the nearly 2-mile route, pushing LaRock and a dead scooter that weighed more than 300 pounds.
Whenever we got to an intersection, we'd be in the middle of the intersection pushing this guy, and it would just lock up, so we'd have to drag this thing through the intersection.
LaRock has had trouble walking ever since he suffered several injuries in Vietnam. Since he can't drive, LaRock uses the scooter to run errands for him and his 90-year-old father, a Pearl Harbor survivor.
He's 90 years old and he's in better condition than I am.
90 years old and a Pearl Harbor survivor.
Yes.
We think about veterans one day a year. We should think about them more. Memorial Day, and then we move on. But every day to me is Memorial Day.
East Cleveland and Cleveland Heights. I think they got spike strips. Already have. East, still south. Coming back up around the strip. In the park. Where the park? No, water. Some kind of. He's in the water treatment plant parking lot back here. Block off the back lot. Looks like he was loading a weapon. Can't fire! Can't fire!
1235, be en route to that. On the regular traffic channel 2 for now.
The white looks like dually pickup going northbound on South Main. Gonna call 1080. He just blew the stop sign in Colorado, turning back westbound on Beauregard.
39, you're authorized to continue to proceed.
Going southbound on Monroe. Westbound on Colorado. Southbound on Van Buren. Still southbound. Going back eastbound on Two Hicks. Northbound on Jackson.
Hey, you can get ahead of issue authorized to 45 Street.
Blew the stop sign in Colorado. Blew the stop sign in Beauregard. Still northbound. I think they just lost a couple of tires out of the back. Blew the stop sign at Pecos. Still northbound. I think they went westbound on the Houston Hart access. They got down on Houston Hart. They're back up eastbound or westbound on the access road, coming up in front of Central High School. I've still got eyes. White dually pickup. Still don't have an LP. Take over first, I'll call it. Bravo 39 will be second. Southbound and crossing third. Blue White at Harris. Cutting in the Knightson parking lot. Westbound on Beauregard. No traffic headed westbound, very light, approximately 70 miles an hour. We're a good half a block off, increasing to about 80. He's still losing tire. Still westbound, passing Van Buren. Going southbound, staying on Beauregard, just 1050. Still going though, going southbound on, I believe it's Tyler. He's all over the road. Negative. It was into the curve and onto some signs going eastbound on Colorado. Coming up to Van Buren again, going northbound. He's running on the axle on the left front, coming up to Beauregard, cutting across the San Angelo Lodge parking lot, going eastbound on Beauregard. Eastbound crossing Jefferson, just blew the red light again. Miles an hour, still eastbound. He just crossed the bridge. Or you can go ahead and take over calling it.
Police say a drunk driver led them on a 45-minute chase overnight, going 90 miles an hour. That is him in the backseat of that patrol car. Officers say someone reported the man passed out in the driver's seat of his car on Kirkwood near the Katy Freeway. When officers woke him up, he took off. 45 minutes later, he crashed into a ditch in Brazoria County. Police say the car was stolen.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with breaking news. A police shooting on the Strip. Sahara Avenue is blocked off in both directions between Las Vegas Boulevard and I-15.
We have the scene up here on one of our fast cams, and it's zoomed way in, a little blurry, so I'll walk you through it. Back in the distance there on the top of the screen, that's the Palace Station sign. So we're looking west, and this is the Sahara when it makes the hump over Industrial Road. You see all the police cars there, and as Jessica said, Sahara blocked off in both directions at this hour. News 3's Christine Kim is down live at the scene. And Christine, we've heard conflicting reports about how all this started. What have you been able to find out?
Well, Jim, first I can tell you that police have blocked off a wide area, as you saw in that live picture here, including I-15 north to Sahara eastbound. Metro Police confirming this is an officer-involved shooting. Now, we're standing right now at Sahara and Las Vegas Boulevard. You can see the crime scene tape here, as well as patrol cars blocking off this area. But I want to go ahead and show you some video that'll give you a better look, a closer look of the scene here. You can see all of that police activity right in front of you. Now, what we're hearing right now is that there was a robbery at Town Square. It turned into a vehicle pursuit, which ended up close to where we are now. We are also hearing it then turned into a shootout with police. We are still waiting to get the official word on that information, along with information on any injuries or deaths. But we did speak to a group who says they were eating at Golden Steer Steakhouse nearby when they heard about 9 gunshots.
From what I'm understanding was that, I guess they were chasing after him. I guess he did some sort of armed robbery. I guess they were hitting the car, trying to get him to stop. And, I guess he shot at them, and they shot at him. And then before you know it, his car rolls to a stop, and that's it. It's over.
Now, we are still waiting to get more information from the Metro Public Information Officer, so once we get that information, we'll make sure to bring that to you. Reporting live tonight, I'm Christine Kim, News 3.
All right, Christine, thanks. The bottom line, if you are working the graveyard shift, you need to get down to the Strip. You need to steer clear of that entire area around where Sahara crosses the boulevard.
Yeah, these investigations typically go on for a couple of hours at least, especially when it's a police shooting. So if you can, you're going to want to avoid that area probably throughout the entire night.
Yep.
We do begin with breaking news tonight from the southeast side of Indianapolis. That's where police say an IMPD officer was injured tonight after a chase. The Night Beat's Emily Longnecker is live near Keystone and Kelly tonight with what led up to that police pursuit. Emily?
Well, Jenny, at this point, we know that officer was taken to Methodist Hospital. We don't know the extent of his injuries. We do know this started with a chase, but at this point, police are not confirming why that chase happened. But we do know that police were chasing a red car here that you can see behind me. You can see the window smashed out, and that chase ended here at Keystone and Kelly. We are told from several witnesses that the driver tried to get out and run during the pursuit. We are also told from witnesses that the red car hit a motorcycle carrying a man and woman. We do not know the condition of those two people, but one of the witnesses who we've been talking to quite a bit tonight, Randall Hill. And Randall, you were just inside your house here on the corner when you heard all the commotion. Tell us about that.
Well, I had come out to my trailer and I heard the commotion, and when I left my trailer, come around to see what was going on. The officer had come around the corner with chasing the red car, and when the officer got around, the guy in the car went to take off, flung his car open, tried to run along my fence. The officer got around there immediately, but at the time he got close enough to my fence, I stopped him, grabbed him. Then the officer was on him right away, and I had enough faith that he was going to be right there, and then I got out of his way so he could do his job.
And you also saw you said some 3 police cars here basically kind of crashed into each other over here on the corner.
Yeah, the 2 officers collided in the chase here on the corner. Not sure why, but as soon as the one officer grabbed him from me, I took off across there to make sure that the 2 officers were okay.
And the man that you grabbed that tried to run, was he saying anything? Was he doing anything? What did he have to say, Randall?
It happened so fast I didn't really hear him say anything. I just told him that you're not going nowhere, bud, and just tried to pull him up on the fence till the officer grabbed a hold of him, and of course our officer was right on him and had a hold of him and got it taken care of. My main concern was worried that they would think I was in the car when I ran over to the other officers. But that didn't happen, of course, and I got over to them, and I just pray that they're okay and the people down here on the corner are okay. That's my main concern.
Okay. Randall Hill, thank you very much. I'm sure the police appreciate your help and everything you did tonight.
Glad that they got it all under control.
All right, thank you very much. So again, we're told that an officer was taken to Methodist Hospital injured after these police cars ran into each other here at Keystone and Kelly during this chase involving this red car. Again, we do not know what started this chase, why they were chasing this red car, but the driver did try and get out and run. But you heard there from Randall Hill, he came out of his home and was able to grab that driver and tell him, you're not going anywhere, until police could get over to him. We're also hearing from witnesses that a couple blocks down that this red car during the chase did hit a motorcycle carrying a man and woman. Police have not confirmed that yet, so we do not know their conditions, but a lot of witnesses in the area saying that happened just down the block from here. Live on the southeast side, Emily Longnecker, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
An innocent life lost today after Indy's second police chase in 24 hours. Good evening, I'm Jenny Runovich. A 79-year-old man was killed after a carjacking and chase ended in a crash this morning. Now, this happened just after 10 o'clock at 16th and East Riverside Drive after an officer with Eskenazi Health noticed the stolen car and chased it. The driver hit another vehicle, then ran before police finally caught him and his alleged accomplices. Eyewitness News reporter Matt McCutcheon now with the video you will see only on 13.
It's messed up. A life lost, an innocent life lost.
That's exactly how police described this 79-year-old man driving this black Honda Accord Sunday morning. They say he couldn't avoid being T-boned by the driver of this stolen Toyota Camry at 16th and East Riverside Drive. Moments before the crash, investigators say 3 men stole the Camry several blocks away. The men are accused of pointing a gun, demanding the car, and then speeding away down 16th Street. With a search put out for the car, an officer at Eskenazi Health noticed it and chased the car only a few blocks before the driver crashed into the Honda.
I heard, it sounded like a car was trying to hit his brakes, but he couldn't stop, like they were skidding, and I heard a loud crash.
Christopher Smith had been riding his bicycle on his way to see a friend. He's actually glad he got a flat tire, which delayed his trip and possibly avoided putting him in harm's way.
I had no idea that I would come around the corner and see all this.
Amid the twisted and mangled metal, the driver of the stolen Camry ran away. Only Eyewitness News was there moments after police caught him. An IMPD canine chased him and bit him as officers moved in. Police cuffed his ankles, making sure he wouldn't get away again. The bite caused him to bleed under his shoulder as paramedics treated the injury and wrapped the area. From there, he went to the hospital to be checked out and is then expected to head to jail.
Various evidence markers at the scene help accident reconstructionists piece together everything that happened here, including things like speed, for example, which could help prosecutors in determining the charges that will be filed.
In addition to that, police have 2 other people in custody, a 19-year-old and 20-year-old. Investigators believe the 2 males were part of the carjacking and were then inside the stolen car at the time of the deadly crash.
They killed this guy. An innocent life lost. 79-year-old male.
Matt McCutcheon, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
Now, we've learned police also found a gun at that scene. They will process it as evidence. The names of the 3 suspects and the driver who died are not being released at this time. 2 Metro police officers who were hurt in another chase and crash this weekend are out of the hospital tonight. They were among 5 people injured after the pursuit came to a violent end. Police arrested the suspect in this case, 30-year-old Robert Carson, for OWI. The chase started last night when officers tried to pull over a car for erratic driving at Washington and Sherman. But police say Carson took off, leading them on a chase. It ended when he hit a motorcycle at Keystone and Kelly. A man and woman were thrown from the bike, but we are told they will be okay. IMPD officers Carmichael and Anderson were also injured. This marks the second time in just days that an Indianapolis officer was hurt in the line of duty.
The officers are doing well. That's a part of what we do in law enforcement. We pursue bad guys, and then we arrest bad guys to make sure that the community is safe. So that's, for me, I think that's what their solace is, and they're glad that they're whole. We're glad that they're whole, and I know their families are as well.
Final charges against that suspect, Robert Carson, will come from the prosecution.
Midnight in Gilbert, near Higley and Arrowhead. Police say they received 911 calls regarding a reckless driver in a neighborhood. They located the truck. New this morning, 2 people in critical condition after a police chase ends in a crash. It happened around midnight in Gilbert, near Higley and Arrowhead. Police say they received 911 calls regarding a reckless driver in a neighborhood. They located the truck and then attempted to pull over the driver, but the driver led them on a high-speed chase, eventually trying to make a left turn and then rolling several times. The driver and passenger of that truck were both taken to a local trauma center with life-threatening injuries. Police believe alcohol.
An Otago teenage boy led police on a high-speed chase today, and he too didn't appear to have a licence. It ended when he failed to take a corner at Middlemarch and rolled the car several times. Chloe Palmer reports.
The mangled wreck of a Toyota RAV4 that a patrol car's speed radar caught doing 140 kilometres an hour on State Highway 87. The female officer put her flashing lights on, but the driver didn't stop. About 5 minutes into the pursuit, he totally lost control.
The obvious thing about it is the vehicle failed to stop. The driver didn't stop. He should have. We don't know the reasons why at this stage, but it appears as though the vehicle has a warrant, fitness and registration.
The vehicle is believed to have rolled a number of times. The driver had to be cut from the wreckage and was flown to Dunedin Hospital by rescue helicopter. He sustained moderate injuries, but those at the scene say he could easily have died.
Very fortunate considering it's been a fairly high speed impact by the look of things, with multiple rolls before it came to rest.
Police say initial indications show that the officer pursuing the RAV4 followed police policy and was 300 metres behind when the incident occurred. Local farmer Jim McDonald was one of the first on the scene. He says that the corner's notorious for crashes in bad weather, but conditions were perfect today.
No ice, dry road, dry conditions. Couldn't have been a better day for here, for this time of the year. No, it was just sheer stupidity and speed.
Police say the driver's injuries and this scene would have been avoided if the driver had simply pulled over. Chloe Palmer, 3 News.